Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven is a 2000 double album released by the Canadian post-rock group Godspeed You. Black Emperor. Structure and details. The 4 tracks on Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven are composed of individually named internal movements. The whole album is instrumental, except for sampled voice inserts. The inner panels of the vinyl edition released by Constellation contain a diagram used to illustrate the relative lengths of movements within the 4 tracks. Each movement is drawn, by Fremeniuk, as a rectangular block with its length determined by the proportion of the track it comprises. Some of the blocks are shifted slightly upwards to show an increase in intensity. The movement title and the numerical length are denoted either above or below the square. The same diagram is provided as a paper insert in the CD edition from Cranky. The inside cover drawings were taken from William Schaaf's Notes to a Friend. Silently Listening No. 2, and the cover was a redrawn version of one of the pieces on Notes to a Friend, by John Arthur Tinholt. The flip side of the vinyl contains various images taken by the band. Reception. The album was universally praised upon release, receiving a Metacritic score of 84 based on 13 reviews, indicating universal acclaim. Pitchfork Media called it a massive and achingly beautiful work, calling the first disc a refinement of the sound that crystallized on the Slow Riot EP, whilst the second disc flirts with moments of vertiginous shoegazing, looser rock drumming and reckless crescendos of unalloyed noise. Alternative Press called it a massive instrumental effort that is as skilled and musical as it is on the fly, improvised and messy. The AV Club called the album as beautiful and disarming as its predecessors. Tiny Mixtapes called the album alternately hypnotic and captivating, sleepy and startling, comparing its sounds to a far subtler Pink Floyd. The Austin Chronicle called it cinematic, and breathtaking in its grandiose beauty. The album went on to be included in numerous year-end and decade-end music lists. Magnet included it in its 20 Best Albums of 2000 list. NME ranked it number 16 in its top 50 albums of the year. Sputnik Music named it the 6th best album of the 2000s. Pitchfork Media named it the 5th best album of the year and the 65th best album of the decade. They also ranked the first movement of the track Storm at number 283 on their list of top 500 tracks of the 2000s. Tiny Mixtapes ranked it 7th on their favorite 100 albums of 2000 to 2009 list. LAS Magazine ranked it the 14th greatest album of the decade. Track listing. The album consists of 4 continuous tracks on the compact disc release split into 2 CDs. The double LP release has each track pressed onto their own side. Time lengths of individual movements are taken from the official discography. Times for each movement appear in the album's cover art, but those times are very inaccurate. While the movements of the tracks are listed, the names of the 4 tracks that make up the album are unlisted on the CD. Disc 1, Disc 2. Notes Broken Windows, Locks of Love Point. 3 was originally named Third Part. She Dreamt She Was a Bulldozer, She Dreamt She Was Alone in an Empty Field was originally named John Hughes, presumably after the film director. Mannheim and Chart Number 3 were recorded on November 22, 1998 for John Peel's radio show before the release of Skinny Fists as the first 2 movements of a piece called Hungover as the Queen in Maida Vale. The closing movement, which has never been officially released, was named Steve Reich after the minimalist composer, and is loosely based on his piece Violin Phase. Personnel, Godspeed You. Black Emperor, Thierry Amar a Euro bass guitar, David Bryant a Euro electric guitar, Bruce Cordran a Euro drums, Aidan Gert a Euro drums, Norsula Johnson a Euro cello, Fremeniuk a Euro guitar, Mauro Pizzent a Euro bass guitar, Roger Taylor Craig a Euro guitar, Sophie Trudeau a Euro violin. Other musicians, Alphonse a Euro horn, Brian a Euro horn. Production, John Golden a Euro mastering, Daryl Smith a Euro production. Charts. References. External links. Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven at Constellation Records. Speech transcript to the track Static at songmeanings.net. Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven at metacritic.com.